sleep station. Okay. Let's start with emails first. No, first, I will apologize for two things. One, for not making more recordings. I don't remember if I promised, but let's see here. Yeah, I don't know what I said in the last recording, but if I said I was going to make more recordings, I thought that because at the time I was going to make two recordings, and then I didn't, and then I just got lazy. So that's the first thing. Sorry for that. The second thing I'm sorry for is always talking about my worries and anxieties for people that don't want to hear that kind of shit. So I'm not gonna do that anymore. Okay, so let's keep moving forward. I don't even remember the last reviews or feedback that I covered. And I'll mention people based on first name, because I don't think that compromises anybody's emails. In case having your name said out loud makes you nervous, makes me nervous. So I don't know if people want these read or not, and I don't even know if I've mentioned it. But back in March, Michelle sent me an email, and she's getting good sleep. And wanted regular episodes, which hasn't happened. And I'm not gonna promise that again. But thank you for sending that email. I'm gonna try harder. And I'll be honest, I don't. I don't record these on a regular basis because nobody knows that I do this. And even my closest friends don't know. I don't know why. I'm usually a pretty honest person, but I don't know. I get there's something very private and personal about having ASMR for me, which is weird because I'm very this is something that, I don't know why I feel self-conscious about it. Okay, so, oh wait, I take that back. Yeah, that was a bunch of comments on my irregular recordings. By the way, if you've never heard this before and you're paying attention to what I'm saying, you might be doing it wrong, and I hope you go to sleep soon. If you know what this podcast is like, then I hope you're getting tired. I'll tell you, my sleep schedule has been erratic, as usual, and I have kind of an irregular time for when I start my day. I record every day what time I start my day. That's kind of odd, and I even calculate the standard deviation for when I start my day, which I will say, unashamed, is about 4 hours. It's almost as if I wake up early or late. And then if you're trying to sleep, this works for you. The last part was really loud. I might have to cut the volume down on this. I'll keep going. Sam wrote me an email, and we exchanged 1 or 2 emails. He was traveling. He got a kick out of my mentioning scotch, which I'm drinking again. I don't remember what I was drinking at the time. I don't know if there's any people that drink scotch or whiskey out there. I think I like as a standard Glenfiddich 12-year. Macallan 12-year is also pretty good. Those are easy ones to get. Last week I drank Lafroig, which was the most brutal scotch I've ever had. It's very medicinal. I think that's how people describe it. If you've never had scotch, don't try Lafroig for your first scotch. But I had it anyways, that was good. All that to say, right now I'm drinking Belvini. It's pretty good. I don't discriminate. And though it may appear so, I don't only record these when I'm drinking. It just happens that in the middle of the night is the best time when I don't have anything to do. And that's also the same time when I like to have a drink or two of scotch. I did say secondary school. This is still in reference to Sam's email. I'm not from Canada though. My parents are from the United States, but they don't act like it, so that can be confusing. I've run into people that think that I have their accent because I think there are certain situations where my accent complements other people's. And that's because I've lived in many different places in the United States. I've never lived abroad, and I've probably acquired some different dialects, or parts of them. I don't know. I'm not a linguist. I'm not going to pretend to be a linguist. Needless to say, the way that I speak can be odd at times, and people have pointed out that it's odd. And the way that I talk while I'm making these recordings is probably even a little bit weirder because I try to speak slowly, and I think of my mouth and the way it moves, and I really hope that it helps people get sleepy, whether they have ASMR or not. Okay. Yeah. The last thing that Sam said is that he's a nomad too. I appreciate that. Very, very nice guy. Thank you for listening. Okay, so thanks to Sam and Michelle. And one more person that doesn't really care what the audio sounds like, which I just promised not to talk about. So there you go. Aiden sent me an email over a week ago. He's getting better sleep because of these recordings. That's wonderful. He said thanks and some other things. You're welcome. It's a long struggle. I know that. I can appreciate that. It's hard. It's hard to get good quality sleep for some people. You have to keep trying. You have to be resilient. And if you're in one of those moments right now where it's hard to relax, just let go. Please relax. You only hurt yourself. I don't know how many years I've gone without getting good sleep just for being angry. And after that phase was over, it was being more analytical or worrying. Let all that go. there's no point in it. Just sleep. If you know you need a certain number of hours and you're at that time right now, it's counterintuitive, but the best thing that you can do is not to think about how much you need that sleep. It is to let go of forcing yourself to sleep. Don't force it. You have to relax. Like those finger cuffs. You have to relax to get out of it. It's the same thing with sleep. It may get better on its own, but most of the time you have to make the effort to calm yourself. If you're struggling, you have to let go. Stop fighting it. Stop thinking about sleep and how many hours. Think about your breathing, about peaceful things. There's no all-encompassing method. Peace and relaxation is different for everybody. Maybe it's whispering. Maybe it's thinking about a memory. Maybe it's imagining mathematics or straight lines or somebody's face. It doesn't matter what it is. You have to find out what works for you and then get lost in it. Disassociate from time and our obsessive measurement of time. Once you do that, then you can start falling asleep. If that's happening right now, then I hope you're falling asleep. I really do. So, thanks, Hayden. Lisa sent me an email. Also talking about not being able to relax because of how obsessive I am with sound quality and all that stuff. Thanks for the feedback. She noted how I say that I'm not going to talk about those things and continue to bring them up, so I'm not going to bring it up. And she already has sleep issues, and maybe this podcast was giving her more. I don't know why, and I said if I have even a few people listening to this, subscribing to it, really benefiting from it, then that's enough. But I really hope that Lisa is still listening to this. I do. I feel like I could do better. I could be more professional and help people relax more. She guessed that I was in my 40s in was never in college radio, although the college that I went to was very big on broadcasting, but and I had friends that were in broadcasting, but I never got into it. I listened to college radio a little bit, and that's it. I was never in college radio. I even fantasized about being a DJ. Wow, that sounds embarrassing, but I really did. I've always loved music. I bought those headphones. No, those headphones were a present to me when I was young. So I didn't go out of my way to get them. I just realized I may be answering questions to somebody who doesn't listen to this podcast, but regardless, thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that. That's going to help me to stop from talking about my own personal stuff, and if that takes some people out of it, then I'm sorry. I'm going to try my best not to do it anymore. And technically, though I've been discussing not doing it, I haven't really done it this episode. So, there's at least one piece of evidence that I've changed. Libby sent me an email a few days ago, and it sounds like the podcast has made her relaxed and laugh. I'm not quite sure what I did that was funny. Probably, I don't remember. I don't remember what the last one was like. But the previous episode, she said she was laughing about. That's good, I guess. That's better than getting angry or frustrated and not being able to sleep. And if it makes you relaxed, I hope you fall asleep if that's what you want. Okay, that's it for feedback. I don't know what that was weird. I hiccup. Oh wow. The last episode was an hour and 2 minutes long. That's crazy. Let's see. Our reviews. I think I'm just gonna read these reviews and then just talk randomly some more, and then that'll be it for this episode. I don't know what I'll do for another one. Probably the next one I'll probably read some more. Okay, we have 32 ratings, 19 5-star ratings, 7 4-star, 4, 3, 1, 2, and 1 1-star rating. The last one, from March 21st by Red Rocco 16, says, I really like your podcast, but I think it would be a lot better if you had a better microphone. this in a creepy way, but close to you, like something intimate where you feel like somebody is not whispering in your ear, but near it, like distant whispering. You're just gonna hear all kinds of high frequency sounds, but closer to your ear will be more fuller. So I agree. Feel free to send me your paycheck. I'll buy another microphone. That's a joke. Nose Goblin 10012. Maybe that's 10,012. 112. I don't know. It says first male voice to give me tingles. I've gotten through about a minute, but I'm a subscriber now. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's quite a compliment. Thanks for subscribing. I hope I make you tired on a regular basis. I'm gonna try. I have to download something. I'm going to try to download something while I'm recording this, and hopefully it doesn't cause any glitches or anything. Wow, it's like almost 8 gigabytes. That's a lot. Hopefully that doesn't slow the computer down. I will talk for a little bit longer. If you are actually listening to this, I can't imagine. This is very stimulating. Since I won't have anything to catch up with on the next one, I'll probably get back to reading more physics. I did get feedback from somebody on that, and I'm sure other people get pretty tired when listening to physics. I think I mentioned it before, but there was a couple of times where I was talking about I don't even remember, probably quantum physics. That's something that I could talk about and think about for a while, and makes people tired. Unified field theory, that's another mind-boggling thing that I could talk about for a long time. That also makes people tired. But if I remember correctly, we only got through a couple sections of a review article on light experiments, dealing with wave-particle duality, which is something I thought a lot about in college. It is very interesting that we haven't figured these things out. I find it fascinating. And even if you do find it fascinating, I think if somebody is whispering about it, it makes you tired. Okay, so I'm making amends right now. First I have to adjust. This might be loud, so if it's too loud, I'll edit it out. If not, pardon these background noises. I have a tendency to fold my feet under my body when I sit in a chair. I don't do this in professional settings. I don't do it in most circumstances. But when I'm home and I'm relaxing, I put my feet under my body and then they fall asleep and then I have to move. If you're awake or you're listening to this, shoot me an email. I don't care what it's about. Just let me know you're alive. And let me know that I'm alive. It's an ASMR sleep station at Gmail. If you know other people that don't mind listening to things before they fall asleep, and they have problems sleeping, then tell them about this podcast. This is a zero profit, zero money podcast with no sponsors. And I can't even tell you how tired I am of listening to advertisements on podcasts when before I've always liked NPR Science Friday. They had a podcast, I want to say at least like 8 years ago, maybe longer. They had a podcast a long time ago. They would insert them into their commercial breaks, and sometimes they would even forget them, which I thought was great. And they were very short, and they were like the sponsorship ads you hear at the end of a segment of TV that are like these 15-second things saying like, this episode is brought to you by blah 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 from blah 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 blah, try blah, and that's it. And now the norm is I don't know how many people that listen to this are heavy podcast listeners. I'm cutting back though. It can be an obsessive addiction of sorts, but I don't even want to name them. There's like 3 or 4 brands out there that just dominate podcasts and they're just always advertising. It gets old and repetitive. Oh, why was I saying that? I don't have any sponsors. There's no money here. So, knowing that you can forward this to or tell this to any of your ASMR friends, and there will be no financial gain. If you don't like it, unsubscribe. If you kinda like it and you want me to improve it, send me an email. ASMRSleepStation@gmail. If you really like it, the show a rating or email me some feedback. Positive feedback, negative feedback, telling me I'm doing it wrong feedback. That's okay. I don't mind. I will probably never tell you who I am or what I do, but I have a job that requires, and I'm not saying that I'm employed, I'll just say I have a lifestyle that requires a lot of criticism and tolerance. And this is like a personal pursuit of mine, something that I've always wanted to do, and I'm finally doing it. And I'm definitely growing into accepting that even personal pursuits to bring sleep to other people and maybe make the world slightly better in the smallest possible way will have that pursuit itself will have flaws, and that's something that I want to fix. I don't want perfection. I can't make everybody happy. I can't make everybody relaxed, but I think I can make the majority of people who are listening to this relaxed. I don't think there's that many people. Maybe there's 100 subscribers. I don't even know. I can't even tell. That's me being totally honest. I have no idea how many people subscribe or download this. What was I saying? I want to make this enjoyable for as many people as I can. I need more scotch. Hold on. I went to a presentation by Johnny Walker. They make blended scotch that's pretty good. Especially I forget which ones. Is blue, the most expensive one. The ones that are really expensive are actually really good, but you can't even buy them in most places anyways. Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, I went to a presentation by Johnny Walker, and I've seen other Scotch distilleries talk about this. If you drink Scotch, or I think any whiskey, I think this still works, you can take a dab of it on your finger and rub it on your arm really hard, generate heat, and you will smell the wood from the cask that it was distilled in, or fermented in, not distilled, fermented. And that works really well. I can't, if anybody knows any ways to listing myself in the iTunes store, and I'll be honest with you, these downloads are on a decline. Not that it matters, but if any of you are dependent on this for sleep, I apologize. As always, I'm going to make an attempt to make more recordings. If I do not, I apologize for that too. It's only in certain circumstances when I can make these recordings. As always, I don't want to make excuses, but it's not always easy to set time to do this. What else do I want to say? Stop looking at your phone. I had a long talk with somebody recently about the apocalypse and artificial intelligence, robots taking over, societal collapse, running out of food scarcity, all these problems. If you're one of those people, that's something that you could let go. We're living in one of the best periods of mankind right now. It's true. Less people are starving, more people have education and shelter than ever before, though it may appear like we are constantly engaged in conflict and geopolitics and globalization is terrible, and all these banking and monetary problems are tearing the world apart. None of that is true. Less people are dying in conflicts than ever before. There's more abundance of food and prosperity than ever. Less people are dying, more diseases are being cured. If you don't believe me, look it up. There's a lot of organizations that track these things. Look it up. And I brought this up because not only am I trying to make you relax, but I'm trying to ease your worries that I've had and that I know other people have. I've found that more people worry about societal collapse and really outlandish, apocalyptic things than you might expect. And I mean a lot of people. They think about it. They may not always discuss it or bring it up, but I think that's natural. That's part of being human. You grow into a type of comfort where everything's taken care because it has nothing to worry about. And you just have to tell yourself the chance of those things happening is so minute. The chance that there will be a global catastrophe is irrelevant. You worrying about it is irrelevant. You're not going to accomplish anything by worrying about it. Preparing for the end of the world is, I think, a massive waste of time. And for a long time, people, all kinds of civilizations, all kinds of people have worried about end times. It hasn't happened since. I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon. Things are getting better. So I'm not accusing listeners of worrying about that, but that conversation just happened a couple of days ago, and it seems to come up a lot. And every time I have this conversation, I notice other people also who I would never expect to worry about these things. Other people are worrying about these things, actively thinking about it. I don't know why. Too many zombie movies, The Walking Dead, the media, which is very negative and biased, makes people worry. People want to worry. The media taps into that, and that gets ratings and viewership. So I don't tell people what to do, and I definitely don't tell them what to think. But if you would like to be more well-rounded in your thinking, look into the era that we live in. Look into the quality of life. Find some hard statistics on how well humans are doing as a species, and maybe look into what bias you have as a consumer of media and news, and you might find that you're filtering terrible things on a daily basis. For example, I'm not gonna get too preachy. I'm trying to be positive. If you're awake, I'm trying to give you some positive speaking. If you're asleep, then you're probably not hearing this anyways. But there can be literally thousands, tens of thousands, maybe more, hundreds of thousands of good deeds performed by law enforcement in whatever country you live in, even if it's corrupt. I'm sure law enforcement is doing some good things. The moment that one person does something bad to another, and they're in a certain situation, it creates all kinds of media attention, and that's what people consume, and it gives everyone the impression that there's terrible, horrible things going on, when it's not at all representative of reality, where it may be an extremely rare situation, and maybe most of law enforcement, and I mean like the 99.9 percentile are saving people, protecting them, investigating crimes, solving crimes, and they're doing good things. And that's not looked at. This has just been coming up a lot in my life, in the people that I interact with, and they don't listen to me. So maybe if you're listening to me, you'll listen with an open mind. I don't know. I'm just saying that if you're upset that people do bad things to each other, then you should probably learn to accept that that has always happened and always will happen, and that's part of humans. If you think there's some larger conspiracy going on, then you're not looking at the big picture. Okay, that's enough of that. If you listen to this way after the fact, and you see that it's in whatever, March, April of 2015, with a bias towards American or United States media, then you know why. Everyone else, I apologize if you don't know why. There's a lot of stupid stuff happening all the time. I get sick of media. And that, in a way, is one small reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because I want to contribute something, and I want you to get rest and fall asleep and not worry about things that aren't worth worrying about. In the most minor way, worrying can help you prepare for certain situations. That's almost negligible. In all other situations, it's almost entirely useless to worry. So stop punishing yourself and your nerves and just let go of that mode of thinking and being, and just relax. Be thankful for what you have. Be thankful for people in your life, even if it's only one person, even if it's an animal, even if it's an imaginary friend. You're never alone. And there's nothing really worth worrying about. You won't accomplish anything. Let yourself rest. So, for the next couple of seconds, if you're still listening to this, focus on your breathing and let yourself off the hook. And get the rest that you need. Hopefully, I'll make another recording soon. If I don't, please don't get frustrated with me. I don't think I'll stop anytime soon, but it's hard to make time. If you need to fall asleep, then just go back and download other stuff. There's like 13 of these things now, 14 including this one. listen to. I listen to like the same 20 or 30 recordings that I've made of other ASMR people. That works well. Okay. Thanks for downloading.